The FBI and Homeland Security are inviting themselves into your voice chats and your children's voice chats while you guys are playing games. And it's all because of GamerGate. Guys, this is one of the most insane things that I have followed, and I was kind of aware of it and followed a little bit of it back in the day, but I have been reintroducing myself to the subject over the last week. And a week ago, I would have laughed this off and said that GamerGate 2 was just a way for journalists to try to save their jobs. But now I have a little bit of a different opinion, and that's where this video tonight comes into play. Ladies and gentlemen, strap in. This is going to be an absolutely insane ride. I cannot believe everything that I'm seeing that's coming out in the last week. And to be honest, this is crazy. So if you guys like what I do here, please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell as well. And I promise to you guys that if you do all of those things, or if you just do one thing, if you comment on this video, I promise that I will read that comment on my live stream that I do every single Sunday called Sunday Coffee. If you guys are going to spend time with me and you guys are going to comment down below to leave your thoughts, I will do my best to read those every single Sunday. And now, before we kick it off, I do want to give a special thank you to MD Boncher, a subscriber of the channel, who helped me out with the thumbnail for this video. And I also want to shout out Side Scrollers, okay, the Side Scrollers YouTube channel. So guys, this is the video, this is what it looks like. Go check out this video on the Side Scrollers channel to get like a detailed breakdown of what has transpired over the years and how we get to today. Now, with those things out of the way, since the 1990s, obviously politicians and regulators have been calling for regulation on gaming, saying that it promotes violence and it teaches children to be violent. And for a long time, there were a lot of people out there saying it. Hell, Trump has said it himself. We've seen the president of the NRA talk about violence in video games and how it contributes. And study after study that has been completed over the years has shown, yeah, there's no correlation there. Crazy people be crazy, but for some reason, which we know what that reason is, the government seems to need to have that catalyst, that thing that gives them the right to just go and say, this is such a massive issue. And they couldn't prove it with their non-points on violent video games. But all it took was a woman years ago cheating on her boyfriend. That's where we go to what started off GamerGates. This is the Zoe Post, Act 0, whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. This is still up today. It's on WordPress. You guys just search that. I will be leaving the screenshots up of the things that I'm talking about to give you guys an idea of what to look for. But guys, this is where a lot of it started. And essentially what happened is Zoe Quinn years ago was being promiscuous in the gaming industry to get favors and things like that and get more prominence and so on and so forth. Nothing really crazy about that because that happens all over the place, but the Streisand effect happened. When she tried to DMCA somebody, then it blew up, and then it became this bigger thing. Now, from all of this, not covering the nitty-gritty, again, check out the Side Scrollers show. Like, I promise you guys, they give a much better breakdown than I'm giving here, but I want to go right to the end. So let's just fast track this. From all of this, the narrative changed from what was happening and getting favors to how it was about women not being welcome into video games. They changed that narrative and said, this is what it's all about. And then GamerGate, the term was coined. They refashioned it. And now a lot of people today don't even remember how GamerGate started. All of this happened in such a weird way. They used this narrative, they peddled this narrative that it was just misogynistic men trying to keep women out of gaming and this, that, and the other thing, which then led to things like Comicsgate. It also led to things like DEI and so much more. It is absolutely insane how they have taken this thing that happened, morphed the narrative, turned it into something else, and now we are looking at the modern day GamerGate 2, where you get companies like Sweet Baby Inc. and others. Don't get me wrong, Sweet Baby Inc. is not the only one who literally hire themselves out to go in, and they change the gaming stories and so on and so forth to fit whatever is politically expedient and gets them the most money or gets them the Vanguard and BlackRock dollars. Because let's not BS here. The reason that the gaming companies don't listen to gamers anymore has to do a lot with the fact that gamers don't pay them as much money as Vanguard and BlackRock do. All right, these investment companies are insane, and you rack up these points by doing all this DEI stuff, which all started with that original, well, I guess not the original narrative, but the fake narrative that they put out that, oh, women and minorities just aren't welcome in gaming. What does this do? This leads us all to this insane moment where I am seeing stories come out like this one here, where the FBI and Homeland Security, you guys can go check this out. It's on The Intercept. I didn't read all of it. I read a good portion of it, and I kind of was like, all right, I need to stop, because this is a little terrifying, where they're openly saying that they're going to welcome themselves into your house yet again. Anybody remember the Patriot Act? Yet again. They're going to welcome themselves into your house. They're going to listen to you. They're going to listen to your children, and they're going to see if you're saying naughty words and if you're saying anything bad. Now, they say extremists in this, but we all know what that means, because anybody who just was a dude who shouted in a Modern Warfare lobby, or like me back in the days of Halo 2, the heinous shit that I would say as like a 12-year-old playing Halo, somewhere in that age. The things like that, now they're going to be listening. And guess what? If you or your kids say something online or in your Discord or in your Reddit or whatever, they're going to be tracking you because they're trying to track down the extremists. This is absolutely insane. This also leads us to other things. Razorfist made a fantastic post as well, talking about how Biden wanted to get the industry together back in 2013 to have regulation like this. And he's right. I remember this happening. It happened in the 1990s. It happened, I believe, also in the early 2000s. Everybody remember when Grand Theft Auto was in the news every single day because it was the worst thing on the planet and it was teaching kids to be evil? And then you start seeing all of these companies out there. Here's a few tweets as well where they're watching in real time. Grums, and I can never say this guy, this guy's name. You see his name. I can't say his name. Where they're actually watching these companies scrub their data, try to eliminate ties from all of these companies and governments that have been giving them money to push this narrative. We can again see this with Savvy over on Mrs. Savvy, I think is her name. But here it is. You can see over here where she actually did a 3.5 minute long video talking about the ties that she sees between all of these companies. And what has happened from what I thought was a stupid narrative, what I thought was just journalists trying to save their job, was the catalyst and is the catalyst for something that I pray does not become real world legislation to make sure that you and I are no longer allowed to play our video games, and even worse, get arrested for sharing our opinions or having fun with our friends. I usually use private voice chats with my friends now because when we play games online together, whether it's Destiny or maybe we boot up, Call of Duty once in a while, we say some heinous things to each other, all in good fun because we're buddies, we're bros, that's what we do. Hey, whatever. But now, even those private voice chats, well, you're going to have another party listening to those, and they're going to be monitoring you because you might be an extremist. And that's the fire alarm, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, this is one of the most insane stories. It all started with a girl cheating on her boyfriend and evolved into the FBI coming in to your voice chats, your children's voice chats, monitoring you while you play video games. How in the absolute hell did we get here? With all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. Leave your comments down below. I will be reading them on Sunday, as long as my, FBI agent doesn't show up and get me before then. Oh, and by the way, I'm perfectly healthy, I'm perfectly sane, and yeah, no, never had a thought of deleting myself in my life. So let's put that out there. Because, ladies and gentlemen, gaming is about to get crazy. And not in the a drink with crazy kind of way. So as always, until next time, cheers, everybody.